The soldiers ran into the marshes and we saw two men. They were fighting and covered in mud. The soldiers pulled them away from each other. Pip saw the man that he had helped. He said it was him who had stolen the food from the blacksmith's house. He told them that he was sorry that he had eaten their meat pie. The man was taken to a boat nearby which took him to the black prison ship. A year passed. Pip worked every day, helping neighbors with small jobs, but in the evening he went to the village school. The old lady who taught him often fell asleep, leaving her granddaughter, Biddy, to show him how to read and write. Joe told Pip that he never went to school as his father didn't let him go, but he had a good heart. He taught Joe to be a blacksmith. Pip preferred that his sister, Joe's wife, to hit him but not Joe, as he wanted him to be best friends. Mrs. Joe wanted Pip to be grateful to her. Mrs. Joe said that Miss Havisham wanted Pip to go to her house. She was a very rich lady who lived in the nearby village. Most people had never seen her because she never left her large, old house. She didn't know Pip, but she asked Uncle Pumblechook if he knew a boy who would go there to play with a child who lives there. Miss Havisham's house, and he asked going there. Uncle Pumblechook took Pip to Miss Havisham's house wearing in my best clothes. A very pretty girl took Pip inside the house, which was unused and most of the doors were closed. Everything was dark inside. He entered a room with closed curtains, lit by candles. He met Miss Havisham, the strangest lady he had ever seen, or would ever see, wearing white. He saw a bride in a wedding dress, but everything about her was old and sad. She told him that she had a broken heart. She was tired and bored and asked him to play with Estella, the girl who made him enter the house. The girl complained that he was just a poor working boy. Estella and Pip played games while Miss Havisham watched silently. Estella said he had dirty hands and ugly boots. Pip felt ashamed. Miss Havisham asked Pip what he thought of Estella. He told her that Estella was proud and very pretty, but very rude. Miss Havisham made him leave, promising to come back in 6 days. Estella gave him some food and drink, but did not hand it to him. She put it on the ground. Tears came to his eyes. When she saw that he was crying, she smiled. He returned home hurt and ashamed of his simple life. Mrs. Joe and Uncle Pumblechook wanted to know what had happened, but he didn't want to tell them the truth. But he told Joe everything. He told him that Estella said Pip was common and he felt ashamed. Joe told him to be happy with his position in life. He decided to learn as much as he could at the village school. If he had a better education, perhaps Estella would be kinder. He asked Biddy to help him more with his lessons, and she agreed. The village school was very busy and noisy, but when he left it that evening, he hoped that with hard work, he would leave his simple life behind and become a fine gentleman. On my way home, he met Joe at the village inn. He was sitting with a man he had not met before. He looked at me strangely. "It's bad weather tonight, Joe said. The man asked if any escaped convicts had been found recently, and he began to feel uncomfortable. Then the man stirred his cup of tea, and Pip saw that he was using a blacksmith's file. It was the same file that he had taken from Joe's workshop a year ago. But Joe did not notice.